All right, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Thespian coming at you with a new one, and today we are going to talk about Melty Blood. Yes, you guessed it correctly. Yes, good for you. We're going to switch gears a little bit. So we've been talking about a bunch of Melty Blood news because I mean the game's coming out in 2 weeks, and every time they show everything off, like it's just so good. Like it just gets me more and more hyped for the game. But there are some concerns I have with the game. Obviously, I want every game to succeed. I don't want to like just rip on a game for no reason, because I just want everyone to have fun. I want everyone to play every game. Every game should be like game of the year, but you know, we don't live in that reality. I want to talk about some of my concerns because Melty Blood is in a pretty weird situation where I mean the game was announced 3 months ago and it's coming out like fairly soon, and we know a lot about the game, more than most fighting games that have had like launch announcements a year, 2 years even, and there's still something about the game that we're really missing a lot of information on. So I just want to break down some of the things that I'm really concerned about. But before we jump in, make sure to give this vid a like and subscribe. Definitely appreciate the support and it helps the channel out. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So my first concern when it comes to Melty Blood is honestly it's the rollback. Like we have not had the chance to test out the netcode. In Strive, we already knew when the game was gonna launch that it was gonna be playable. Thank God it's playable, because goddamn, I just can't play a game without rollback anymore. We do know that the game has rollback. We've had images of the lobby system that looks like a million times better than Strive's, but we haven't actually played it. So for those that don't know, you can easily like mess up like the rollback and it becomes like a jumbled mess. Like biggest example would be Street Fighter 5. For those that don't know, Street Fighter 5 does have rollback. A lot of people kind of forget that, but it was handled pretty poorly. Don't have to even like play the game. You've already heard of Street Fighter 5's reputation when it comes to its online. So I hope that French Bread has like the netcode on lock. I know it's being published by Arc System as well. I don't know, you know, they can be homies like, hey, yo, can we get some rollback over here? And like, hopefully Arc System is like, yeah, you got it. Because if they do have a successful integration of rollback netcode to Melty Blood and the game plays phenomenally, they can easily just use that and port it over to Under Night. So that gets rolled back. And who knows, they might even port it to Melty Blood Actress again, current code. Hopefully, you know, we might actually have a playable Steam version. We might not have to use CC Caster anymore, but use a CC Caster if you want to play it, please. So it's just the fact that we haven't played it, and as a recording of this vid, we still don't have like an announcement of like maybe like a beta test or some sort of test, you know, work out the kinks. Because if this game turns out to be pretty rough at launch, we're gonna have to deal with it for a while, because I mean there was no further testing. Like the only testing that we know of is just the devs like messing around with the game. But as far as like having like a soft launch or anything like that, we still don't have any announcement of that, which leads me into the next issue, and it's the short time that the game was announced to launch. So for those that don't know, Melty Blood has had multiple versions. Like it all started with, I think, Cadenza, and with each version, it wasn't like brand new games. It was just a patch, basically adds more characters, polishes some stuff, and more importantly, fixes the game. Like that game came out so ignorant. Like there was so much abusable tactics. There was so much like cheese in that game that with each version, they would fix like multiple of those situations. Obviously, you know, Melty Blood currently, you know, it's still pretty oppressive. Like there's some characters that's like, why do you exist? But they have more or less like, you know, gotten rid of like the super game breaking stuff, and we're just not gonna have that advantage with Type Lumina. So for Japan, the way they usually update the game is they put out an arcade version of it, and depending how that does, they issue a different update, might even rebrand it to like a different name or whatever, and it fixes the game. With Melty Blood Type Lumina just coming out, well, globally, and not even having like any sort of testing period or anything, whatever issues that the game comes out with are issues we're gonna have to deal with for a while. And I mean, fighting game devs are just weird when it comes to like updates, so we don't know if stuff is really bad, we might have to deal with it for like a couple months before they even issue any update. It's just like the reality of fighting games, especially because, you know, French Bread, they're still on the smaller end when it comes to them being as a studio overall. So they won't like issue some super crazy hot fix compared to like maybe like Capcom or Bandai Namco or NRS. And I mean, that's just an issue when it comes to just not having enough time. Like, and plus COVID is a thing still. Please wear a mask. Please. It's just like pretty rough, and it's kind of scary because like if the game comes out and it's like a janky mess, I mean, we're just gonna have to deal with it. French Bread does have a good reputation because Under Night, for those that don't know, came out really janky. Like everyone was like oppressive, TODs, like everything. But with each version, they would fix and fix and fix until it was like Eunice, I believe, where everything was pretty much good. Yeah, Wagner still like beats your ass, but overall the game is in a pretty good state. I think people are still also enjoying the latest version, CLR. So I mean, it's not like like all hope is lost if the game comes out really, really rough, but it's just gonna be a while before like we get to that point that, okay, this game's good, perfect, and like playable. So I mean, we're already seeing it with Strive, where like the game's kind of rough for a lot of people, more so than others. And I mean, yeah, they just have the advantage that a lot of stuff we've been knowing early on because of the betas, but again, no beta means if Arkwit's like just sneezes at you and you die, like you die. That's it. And the other issue that I really have with Melty Blood is just if the game will be a success. Like for those that don't know, Type Moon are the ones that like created the Tsukihime franchise, and Type Moon's huge. No disrespect to Type Moon, because they have Fate. Like Fate is ginormous, crazy big right now. And Tsukihime, even though it's from a reputable developer, a lot of people love the franchise, you know, it's not as big. So I just hope that the way that they've developed the game, all of their decisions that go into the game, makes it a success, because like Melty Blood has never been like a popular game. Like I've already talked about it a bit with Guilty Gear, that Guilty Gear is a niche game, but Melty Blood is that one game that weird kid in the corner like plays on his own. Like it's not that popular. Like y'all have gotten tired of the bathroom jokes like to death, so have I, but that's just how like small this game is. Like the people that play Melty Blood are the people that love it to this day and are diehard fans of this franchise. Like Melty Blood doesn't really get a lot of new players, and it's a shame because it's a really good game. So I just hope that everything that the devs want the game to do, it succeeds at it, which is getting new players to come in, because as of right now, you can't pre-order it on Steam. They did add a Steam wishlist option for it, which is amazing. You can pre-order it on every other system, but on Steam you can't. And we also don't have a season pass. When it comes to fighting games, we're all tired of like forking over like an extra $30 for X amount of characters. But the fact that Melty Blood still doesn't have a season pass, it's like, I don't know, maybe DLC is still up in the air. Maybe they don't have like a structured like update plan like for the game. Like, okay, year one we're doing this, year two we're doing that. Maybe like they haven't thought that far ahead, or they're still like thinking of a way to integrate that, and they're just waiting to see how the game's going to succeed. So I hope with everything that the devs have done, and like people that are, you know, pillars in the Melty Blood community do, like I hope the game succeeds. I want to do my part, and you know, I want to tell y'all, if you don't even like Type Lumina when it comes out, like play the other games. They're really good, and I like love this franchise to death. This is a franchise that I wish I got into when it was the heyday, but the fact that there's still people playing this game, the fact that I'm even talking about a brand new Melty Blood game in 2021 is insane. Like I hope this game succeeds. I want everything about this game to succeed, and yo, I want Melty Blood to get the clout it deserves, because it's such an amazing franchise, and it definitely needs some hype, love, and attention. Like I know people are you know, Melty Blood got no drip, bro. Like fuck all that, dude. Like I don't care if Melty Blood doesn't got drip. I'm still gonna play it. Like the people that love Melty Blood are still gonna play Melty Blood. So I just hope that the game succeeds in that manner. It's a small studio. French Bread's not at the level as Arc System or NRS or Bandai Namco, and it's just a small IP, but I hope that it does make a wave. Everything else has been so good so far. It's just a matter of like, will the rollback be good at launch? Will the game be in a good playable state, not too much jank at the beginning? And can French Bread, can Type Moon actually like promote this game well. Like, this is a game that might do well in Japan, not so much in the West, but I hope it does well everywhere because it's a global launch. And like I said, y'all, Melty Blood, it's a pretty special game. That's pretty much all my concerns. Like I mentioned, I'm not going to talk about gameplay or anything like that because one, it looks good to me, and two, we haven't played it, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. But definitely let me know in the comments, what are you worried most about Melty Blood compared to maybe other fighting games you've played in the past? And also, what are you excited for? Because like I said, I just want to keep things positive, you know, be chill about it, but we have to, like, you know, look at the reality. We have to, you know, be critical of these games because we just want these games to succeed. But let me know in the comments. Also, feel free to give this vid a like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/thespianlive, where we have these discussions all the time. Like I mentioned, doesn't matter if Melty Blood's trash or not, you're gonna see me over at Twitch playing that 24/7, so definitely stop by. But that's about it for the video. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Take care.